Is that right? And some folks don't even know that they're dissatisfied until you put something in front of them that they didn't, like I said, everyone in this room wasn't looking for Legal Shield. Is that right? Yeah. Until you were exposed to it, you're like, oh my goodness, that's hot. Give someone else that same opportunity. So, you're gonna get two responses. Most times when you ask the question, do you keep your options open? Or if you ask the question, do you know anyone that might be interested in earning some extra money? Whatever way you ask it, you'll get one or two responses. The first one will be yes, or what's it about? What's it all about? What is it? Don't go off into this. Don't go off into this. I'm telling you, and you're dying to be. Right? You just want to throw up all over. Legal shit. I was like, oh my God, I was waiting for you to say that. People are just dying to talk Legal Shield. You know what I mean? Just throw up all over them. What you want? I'm gonna give you some phrases. Everybody say phrases. Phrases. I'm gonna give you a couple of key phrases, and these, everywhere I go, people are like, those are hot. I call them the phrases that pays us. Oh. Cool. The phrases that pays us, okay? And here's a couple of them. The first one is, there's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're gonna see. There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're gonna see. That was hot. Is that right?
Hot.
So do you keep your options open about making money? Yeah, what's it all about? Sure, what's it all about? Listen. There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're gonna see. Here's the second phrase to follow up with that. And you can say it in any order. I'll give you an example in a minute. The second phrase, powerful. It may not be for you. It may not be for you. Man, that's like, Let me explain something to you for my rookie associates. This is the biggest rookie mistake associates make. The biggest rookie mistake is a new associate says, I just got involved in something. Legal Shield, this would be perfect for you. Yeah. This would be great for you. You would love this. Brand new associates make that mistake all the time. Right? Oh, you've done that? she's beating, she's like, banger. Rookie mistake. Okay, that's understandable because you don't have the understanding yet. Does that make sense? To understand the psychology of how this thing works. This is the reason why that's a challenge, because if I walked up to somebody and said, this will be perfect for you, you might think it directly or even subconsciously in your mind. If I say this is perfect for you, in your mind you'll say, well, how do you know? I might not like it. And how many agree I don't want that in someone's mind? Because if you push on somebody, put your hand up like that. If you push on somebody, they're going to push back. That's natural. Does that make sense? That's natural. They're going to push back. See, I didn't ask him to push back. It's natural. I just told him to put his hand up, and I pushed on him, and he pushed back. That's what people are doing to you mentally. So this will be perfect for you. And their mind is saying, well, how do you know it'll be perfect for me? I might not be interested. How can you tell me it'll be perfect for me? So what you do is, you basically say, do you keep your options open about making money? Yeah, what's it all about? Look, it may not be for you, but there's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. And when you say it may not be for you, they're saying to themselves, it may not be for me. How do you know? Let me find out for myself. How can you tell me it may not be for me? You don't know me like that.
Wow. It's
like, it's subconscious. They don't even realize sometimes they're saying it to themselves, but it's there. Does that make sense? It may not be for you. It may not be for you. Just try it sometime. You know what I mean? If I basically, what's your first name?
Justin.
Justin, if I say, Justin, man, I'm going to share with you some powerful information to help you make $10,000 a month. Now, it may not be for you. I just sort of look at his face. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? His face just changed. I mean, he probably didn't even realize. He's like, like, how you tell me that? You don't know me like that. So, is that powerful?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just sharing with you the psychology of the approach. It's one thing to just say the words, but if you know why you're saying the words, they become more powerful. And you can put more passion behind it. Does that make sense? So, the approach is real powerful because all you want to do, really, your purpose of the approach is to pique interest and create curiosity. So if I basically said, you keep your options open about making money, and somebody says, yeah, what's it all about? And you say, look, There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see, and it may not be for you, though. Now, did I create some curiosity?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got that guy interested by talking about money, and now I'm telling him it may not be for you, but there's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. Now he's saying, well, let me see it then. What is it? And now you basically, you give them the tool. You give them the website, the DVD, whatever tool you're using, you get them in front of the information. Is that hot? Yeah. But you use the tool. You don't talk from your mouth. You don't explain from your mouth. You use a tool. This is the key to success. Say less to more people. Say less to more people. The more you say, the less success you'll have. The more you say, the less success you'll have. Back when I started in Legal Shield, all we had was a videotape. Does that make sense? We have videotapes. That's how we expose people with videotapes. So we expose people with videotapes. I'll get them eventually. Huh? I know it's bothering the heck out of you guys in the front row. It's just like, you know. It's driving me crazy, it's driving you crazy, because you guys are doing all this stuff. When I started in Legal Shield, and Teresa and Frank can sign off on this, and anyone else that was around 15 years ago, remember, Teresa, we had that videotape, right? It was called On Fire with Legal Shield. On Fire with Legal Shield. And we would show people that video. Then Legal Shield came out with a video called Now is the Time. Powerful! Powerful exposure. So our team went from using that On Fire with Legal Shield, and when they came out with the Now is the Time video, it was only 15 minutes. So the other one was 30 minutes, this one became 15 minutes. It was powerful. So people would say, I remember when the transition happened, people would say, Cliff, what's the best tape to use? What's the best tape? And I would say, duct tape. They're like, huh? Duct tape. Put it on your mouth and give out a video.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Say less to more people. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
If you open in your mouth, it only should be a phrase. There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. It may not be for you. Let me get you in front of this information. Does that make sense, guys?
Oh, yes.
Let me get this information to you. www or you press play. Does that make sense? Send them a link, whatever. But the key is that first exposure is got to be a third-party tool. And that's what you're looking to get to. You're looking to get from the list and get these people that's on your list in front of some information. Does that make sense, guys?
Oh, yes.
So I spent a lot of time here because Mr. Coyne last night at the Q&A asked me, what's the most important skill for a new person? The first most important skill is right there, the approach. Didn't I say that, Mr. Coyne? The 1-2 to 1-2. Yep. If a new associate would just learn how to approach someone so that they're looking forward to getting the information and actually look at the information, everything else there, it will take on its own life. Because if you can have somebody be properly exposed to the information, then at that point, they'll decide if this is for them or not. You can't convince somebody that this is for them or not. We're not trying to convince people to do Legal Shield. We want to expose everyone to find the people that are looking for something like this. And there's an unlimited number of people looking for something like this, but you want to find them through the exposures. You're going to get more no's than yeses. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But you got to know that the yeses are out there. It's like a deck of cards. There's 52 cards in the deck, and how many aces?
4.
4 aces. There's only 4 aces. So, if you're prospecting the whole deck, you're going to hit some picture cards, right? And the picture card is a membership. The ace is an associate. All of the other cards are no's. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So all of the cards from 2 to 10 are no's. I'm not interested. It's not for me. I'm not getting anything from you. The jack to the queen and the king is a membership. And the ace is a new associate. And yes, you will always have a couple of jokers. He said that, and that's true. I was going to say that. You're always going to have a couple of jokers in the bunch. And you can't make a joker into an ace. You can't make a 2 into an ace. You can't turn a turkey into an eagle. Does that make sense? A turkey is going to be a turkey. You can put on an eagle hat, an eagle vest, a little eagle cape. But when you let him go, it's going to do what a turkey does. Is that right? It'll look like an eagle, but it's going to do a turkey activity. Is that right? So, it's powerful, right? Yes. So the key is the third-party tool. Here's the a couple of phrases I shared with you. There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. And then you can actually, this is another phrase that you add on to that, but more importantly, it's 90% visual, and that's why I'm sharing this DVD/website with you. That makes sense, doesn't it? Just a phrase, just to help you in the exposure process. Is that hot or hot? All right, just a phrase. There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. More importantly, it's 90% visual. It's 90% visual. That's why I'm sharing this with you. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. Powerful. I appreciate the Accordions giving me this time. I'm able to really slow down and take my time with it. Does that make sense? Because sometimes I got to rush through it. Yeah. But I can really take my time. Because normally I'll be like, okay, you show that? Okay, next. All right, but I'm going to give you time to write it down. Is that good?
Yep. Oh, yes.
Can I move on?
Yes.
All right. All right, so in the exposure process, we talked about the contact list, we talked about the approach and third-party tool. Now, I know I spent a lot of time on this, but when you're actually doing it, it's going to move much quicker. Does that make sense, guys? But what you have to understand, it moves really fast. Our goal is to basically take that contact list and basically get them in front of a third-party tool. So have them take a look at this information. It's only at this point that we move them from suspect to a what?
Prospect.
Prospect. Now they're a prospect if they're interested. If they're interested, they're now a prospect. Now I'm going to invest time, energy, and money, if necessary, on a prospect. Now when I say money, what do I mean by money? I say, well, money, I got to invest in somebody. I'm not buying their membership for them. I'm not paying for their associate agreement. I never do that. Ever. Ever. Never, ever, 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 ever.
Never?
Never. Because that's the worst thing you could do. That's the worst thing you could do is pay for someone's associate agreement. Because how can they duplicate that? They can't. And their business will, I've never, ever seen someone have massive success where someone paid for their associate agreement. You can give them the opportunity to earn the money to pay for their associate agreement through working with them to have a PBR maybe, and have some folks sign up and then taking some of that income and basically putting it in their associate agreement. Does that make sense? Yes. But just to pay for somebody to come on board, knowing that you'll make a little bit of money off their membership to cover the cost, no. Zero. Zip. Zilch, you're a loser. Is that hard talk? Man, that's tough, man. I know it's hard talk. I'm just keeping it real. I'd much rather have you love me. I'd much rather have you respect me and make money than love me and be broke. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
Respect what I'm saying, make money. I'd rather have that than you love me because of what I'm saying and be broke. Because I wasn't honest with you and straightforward. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So what we're talking about investing money in somebody is if I have now a prospect, someone that's interested, I'll be willing to spend some money on a recruiting package to send to them. Maybe I'll put a DVD in the mail, or with a Live More magazine. You know what I'm saying? I'll be willing to basically send them a recruiting package, so to speak. Does that make sense? With a DVD. This is the reason why. Because if I have a real prospect that I exposed online or something like that, then I know what's next is when they become on board, they're going to need to do a PBR. So I'm going to have to send them a DVD. Is that right? So they can have that PBR. So I'm willing to invest some money in postage and some materials to send that person. That's what I'm talking about by investment. How many makes a lot of sense? Okay, I'm going to invest time and energy in these people too, because I'm going to take them through the process. I'm going to take them through the process. What's the next process? The next step is to basically get them on the phone or to do a three-way call with an expert. Get them on a three-way call with an expert. And in order for me to do that, once I have a prospect, I need to edify. Now, this is I got to tell you guys, this right here is not happening enough. The three-way call is the most powerful weapon in our arsenal. Third-party validation. Everybody say validation.
Validation.
See, what a third party does, what a third-party expert does, it confirms, validates, and corroborates what you've already shared with them in the information. It confirms, validates, and corroborates. Corroborate, that's a legal term, is that right? Like corroborating witness. Someone that can come along and say, yes, that is what happened. I was there, I saw it. That's a corroborating witness. That's what a third-party expert does. They corroborate what that person saw. See, right now it's me, and what's your first name again?
Steve.
Steve, it's me and Steven. If I'm sharing this information with Steven, it's just me and Steven and the information, is that right? But if I get a third-party person on the line with Steven that I've edified as someone who's an expert, you know what I mean, that he can respect because I edified him as this is the guy who's doing this and doing that and doing this. And then then the third party comes along and says, Steven, this is real. This is exciting. This is what happened for me. And it answers a couple of his questions and invites him out to the next event in the exposure process. Is that powerful? Mm-hmm. Yes. But how many of us have challenged sometimes doing three-way calls? We experience what we call three-way resistance. Is that right, guys? Yeah. Right? They say, no, I don't want to talk to anybody else. You tell me. How many have ever had that? Come on, honestly. Yeah. We've had that. Are we okay, guys? Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Yep, stand up, stand up. All right, yep, do exactly that. Stretch. Everybody put your arms up, stretch. Oh, back stretch. Everybody side stretch, side stretch. Don't hit your neighbor, don't hit your neighbor. All right, left the other side,